Fourth grade science standards that we will be focusing on for this video are: students will analyze weather charts or patterns and collect weather data to predict weather events and infer patterns in seasonal changes. The first substandard that we will be focusing on from the main standard is identify weather instruments and explain how each is used in gathering weather data and making forecasts. The instruments such as thermometer, rain gauge, barometer, wind vane, and anemometer. Wind vane tells you the direction the wind is going. So if you were to use this, it would be whichever way the chicken is pointing. A barometer measures the atmospheric pressure, and so it tells you whether it's going to rain or if it's fair, depending on what it says. An anemometer measures wind speed, and so you can't see it, I apologize, but it has little cups and it turns, and so it just tells you however fast it turns is how fast the wind is blowing. And a rain gauge collects the rain. You also can't see this one, but it tells you how much rain there is at a time. I have found some weather experiments, whether it be an instrument or just about weather. I found some, and I will be sending them all home, but I wanted to make a thermometer. And so to make the thermometer, you have to have an empty, clear plastic bottle, like this one, water, rubbing alcohol, and then a drinking straw, modeling clay, but I don't have any, so I'm using tape and food coloring, and I'm going to use blue. So, yeah. If you need a minute to gather all of your materials, just pause the video and then restart. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take this bottle, the empty one, and we are going to fill it about 1/4 way with half of the 1/4 water, half of the 1/4 rubbing alcohol. And get your mom to help you so you don't make a mess. Now that you have your water and alcohol mixture, you take the food coloring and you add a few drops. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your straw, your clear straw, and you're going to put it in the bottle. And so what you're going to do with the modeling clay, since I don't have any modeling clay, I'm going to use tape. But I'm going to tape it, but when you stick it to the top of the bottle, you can't let it touch the bottom, because that will interfere with the experiment. Okay, so now that you have your bottle of water, rubbing alcohol, food coloring, and your straw that isn't touching the bottom, stuck to the bottle, so hold your hand on the bottom of the bottle and watch what happens. I think I may have put too much in there, so that could be interfering with it. But what is supposed to happen is the mixture is supposed to climb up the water, or up the straw. Since I have too much, it didn't work, so just do a little less than this. But the reason that it does that is because when the mixture heats, it tries to expand. And since it couldn't expand in the bottom of the bottle anymore, it started climbing up the straw. So with the rubbing alcohol made it do that, because with just regular water, that doesn't work. So I moved up the straw, and if the bottle were to get really, really hot, the mixture would just come out of the top. So that's how a thermometer works. The substandard for the main standard for this portion of the video is using a weather map, identifying the fronts, temperature, and precipitation, and use the information to interpret the weather condition. Climate is the yearly weather patterns that occur constantly, and weather is the day-to-day temperature changes in the area that you're in.
As you can see, the pink stands for a warm front, which is a burst of warm air, and the blue stands for a cold front, which is a burst of cold air. When the two mix together, that's how you get rain and thunderstorms, because it mixes together and causes moisture in the air, and then you get a thunderstorm. And as you can see here, there's a thunderstorm because of the two fronts overlooking them.
The
red means
like bad,
severe.
like super bad, lightning, everything. And the darker the colors get, the worse the thunderstorm is.
That makes sense. I think that makes sense.